Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a really special guest hair today. We're doing a fun transformation, and I'm going to show you guys how to do an amazing foilayage transformation on virgin hair. So stay tuned. Guys, I'm so excited for today's video because I get to do an amazing transformation on Schlutzzie. If you guys follow her on YouTube, it's Schlutzzie. She has such a great channel. Go check her out below. I linked her channel below, but we're doing a fun transformation. She hasn't colored her hair in over 4 years, and so we're gonna do something really fun. We're gonna completely change her look and do a dramatic change. So let's get started. All right, so this is our starting canvas. As you guys can see, she hasn't colored her hair in 4 years. So we got a nice starting virgin canvas. She's got lots of hair, and this is gonna be such a fun transformation. So if you guys have clients that have virgin hair or haven't colored their hair in a while, this one is for you. All right, so I am gonna be mixing up about a scoop. Actually, we're gonna do about 2 scoops here. She's got a lot of hair, so I'm gonna be starting with 30 volume and our Blondor. I really like Blondor. It's one of my go-to lighteners that I use, but we're gonna start with 30 volume. We might work our way up, but we're kind of going for that caramel-y look, so we don't need to be super, super bright, but I definitely don't want it to be too warmed. So I would rather start with something like this. And she does have a really thick hair shaft, so we want to make sure that we're busting through that. And then of course I'll add in some Olaplex as well. And then I am going to be using the Goldwell Dual Senses color conditioner, and this is going to act as our blending agent. You guys can see it's actually a really lightweight conditioner, and I like using this because it's going to be our blending agent, but this one in particular because it's so lightweight and so thin. So you definitely want to look for something that's really thin. This has definitely been my favorite one so far. Half her hair here, I'm going to actually cut off some of our length because we're going to end up taking up her length quite a bit, and I don't want to color all this excess hair. She's got a lot of hair, and so what's the point of coloring it if we're not going to end up using it? So we're just going to take off some excess down here. It doesn't need to be a perfect cut because again, this isn't the final cut, but we're just kind of getting rid of some of that excess first. Alright, so I just sectioned the front from the back of her head. Obviously you guys can tell I don't do like crazy sectioning, but it doesn't need to be crazy because we're just working in the back right now. And then I did just about a little like ½ inch section away from her hairline, and she's got really straightened hair right now, so you guys can see it's really nice and soft, which is a good thing, but also sometimes a harder thing when we are foilayaging. So what I'd recommend is using a smaller fine-tooth comb because this will actually help you with the teasing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually kind of start teasing from down here versus just right up here because I want to make sure that we're diffusing that line in her really straightened hair. So we're going to diffuse it kind of starting down there, and then I'm going to grab my foil. Now these foils are actually a little bit long because I cut them a little longer, so we'll just kind of fold that up. But these foils are from Braemar. I love them. They're my rose gold foils, so cute. You guys can find them in my description box below. But I'm just going to paint that conditioner on at the root, and then I just go right in with my lightener. You guys can see I'm going to fully saturate her ends. We want these ends to be nice and blonde and that kind of caramely color down there. So we're going to make sure that they're nice and bright. I'm just going to blend this up into our conditioner, kind of up in here. She has really thick hair, so one thing that I would mention on a client like this is her hair shaft itself is extremely thick. You guys can see it's like a coarse hair shaft, and then she's got a lot of it. So you want to make sure that you're really saturating, because what can happen is there can be like these hollow spots in here where the lightener isn't hitting. So make sure that you're really getting it into the client, otherwise you can end up getting like spottiness or maybe like bleed marks it might look like because you didn't fully saturate. So you want to make sure that you're really doing that. And then I take a clean dry brush and I'm just going to kind of smooth this out a little bit here. And then I'm going to incubate it with another rose gold foil. Now this is the pop-up foil, but I like to use it just kind of as our incubator. And then of course everything's all rose gold, so hey, why not? Then I'm just gonna fold up that corner and I'm gonna continue around. I'm gonna do one more on the other side and then I'm gonna do one above that, just about a ½ inch up. All right, so I did her two kind of like section right around her hairline, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna break up my diagonal backs and I'm gonna do a straight across section here. And the reason why I do this is it's gonna break up that pattern, because what happens is we continue to go diagonal backs, we're gonna have the same pattern going across her head, and then she's gonna have some dark spots, and we wanna make sure that we're getting lightness throughout and breaking up that pattern. So I'm doing kind of this, you know, straight across section, and I'm just gonna weave this guy here, kind of just the surface of that triangle there, and then I'm gonna actually clip this away. So this is gonna be my balayage piece that I'm clipping away, but then I'm actually gonna do a deep weave. So you guys can see I grabbed that here, so it's kind of like split that triangle in half. And I'm gonna tease like literally starting from this bottom of this area right here. All right, so I got a lot of that teased out, and I'm just gonna tip out the ends here. So I'm gonna take a smaller foil, and she wants to be pretty blonde on her ends, so we wanna make sure that we are grabbing some of these ends. Otherwise she'd be pretty dark, because she's got a lot of virgin hair. She doesn't have any lightness in there. Whereas other clients that have maybe, this is like a balayage retouch, we wouldn't have to worry about this. But with her, we wanna make sure we're getting these lighter pieces in there. So I'm just gonna go through, kind of tip out this end, and do like a mini foilayage piece just down here. And again, this is gonna add that brightness down at the bottom. And again, making sure to fully saturate. That's gonna be the biggest thing and the biggest key with her hair, is making sure to fully saturate that. Now, see this little guy that's kind of in my way? I'm just gonna kind of pull him away out of the side. Obviously we wouldn't wanna get only half of that hair in the foil, because then it could cause like a bleed mark, so we wanna make sure we're getting it out of the way. So if you ever have an issue like that, just pull the hair out of the way and just don't even worry about it. All right, so we're gonna fold this foil up like this. And now we're gonna go over here to this top piece again, grab my balayage piece, and we're gonna tease this out. And the reason why we tease is to help kind of diffuse that line a little bit more. I'm gonna grab my longer piece of foil here, lock that into place, grab my conditioner, and then just kind of saturating with my lightener. Now you guys can see my balayage pieces aren't as thick than those like foil tipping out pieces, and it's because we want to make sure that we're having good blend here. If I were to weave out too thick of a piece, we wouldn't get that blend that we need. So making sure to not pick too thick of a section, but then also not too fine, because if you do too fine, it'll just get lost in the amount of hair that you have, or you'll have to do like a million foils. So we definitely don't want that. So making sure to find kind of that happy medium, and that honestly just comes from practice and just doing it over and over again on different types of hair. All right, I'm gonna incubate with this top foil guy, fold it up, and now I'm just gonna continue up the head. I'm actually gonna do 2 diagonal backs to 1 straight across, continue all the way up, and when we get to the top, we'll see you there. All right, so I've done the entire back section of her head. I did 2 diagonal backs to 1 straight across, and now I'm at this last top piece. You guys can see, look at all these foils in here. We did a lot, she's got a lot of hair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to weave this piece out, and I actually did kind of a finer piece up here, just because I didn't want it to be too heavy, kind of laying over this top piece. So I'm just going to kind of tease this up, and you guys can see I'm kind of pushing, just to catch those hairs, because again, her hair is so smooth right now. So I'm gonna take our foil, lock it into place, and then take my lightweight conditioner, and again, this is gonna act as our blending agent. So a lot of you guys ask why I use a conditioner versus just blending it up into the hair, and I think it actually helps with not only the blend, but it also locks my foil into place. So as I'm putting the color on, this foil isn't going anywhere, and it really makes it a lot easier. So I came up with this technique when I was first kind of starting in the industry and playing around with balayage, because I wasn't comfortable with that. I've talked about that over on my Instagram channel or Instagram page before, but I came up with this technique when I wasn't comfortable with balayage, and I almost created it as like a beginner technique, but now it's the only technique that I use to get this look. So it works really well whether you're just starting out or you've been doing hair for 20 years. It's a great technique, and I really want you guys to try it out. So as you guys can see, I'm just kind of blending this up into the hair, really saturating all of those pieces, checking for any hollow spots. You guys can see I'm kind of pushing down with my brush. Like I'll literally kind of push down to make sure there's no hollow spots in there. And sometimes I'll even take a brush and see like, oh, see there's a little bit of like dry hair in there. So we want to make sure that we're saturating it fully. If you guys want to check out this brush, this is a frame art brush. Again, link in the description box. I'll link it to my Amazon favorites. You guys can find it in there. But all I'm doing is blending this up into this top piece here. And then I'm going to take my dry frame art brush and just kind of blend this down in there to make sure that there's no spots or anything like that. Then we're going to take one last foil, place it right on top here, and we're going to incubate it. Now we're going to go around to the front and I'll show you guys what we do there. All right, so now we got to the top of her head, to the front section. So I'm actually gonna create some brightness right around her face. And this is the best way that I like to do my money piece section. Now, she's actually changing up her part. She normally parts it kind of off to the side. So what we're gonna do is, I already had sectioned her hair out, but I'm gonna kind of pull this all the way and almost like work with my mohawk section here. So I'm just gonna take about an inch away from the hairline. Now she's got a thick hairline, so I'm actually gonna make it a little bit less, because here's the thing. Every client's hairline is different, and we don't want to have this like big chunky blonde piece in the front. That would look not cute. That's not trendy. That's not cute. We don't want that. So every client's hairline is different. She's got a thicker hairline, so we're going to take less hair versus somebody that might have more of a finer hairline. We might be taking more hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this section almost like a highlight right here, and I'm going to weave it out just like my normal highlights like I would. And I'm gonna pop this foil down in here, turn it around because obviously we want the pink side showing. And just kind of lock that into place. And I'm gonna use my conditioner right here, just kind of at the root area. Now I don't want to go too close to the root with this one, especially because this one's a little bit further. So you guys can see I kind of drag that down for a smidge there. And now I'm gonna just apply our lightener up into here. She's got a lot of hair, so kind of wrap that up in there, make sure that we're fully saturating. Nice thing is she's got virgin hair, so we don't have to worry about any previously lightened hair or anything like that. And then I'm just gonna barely kind of blend this up into that section. You guys can see I still leave it about 1.5 inches away from that root, just kind of blending it up into here. And then I'm gonna fold it up right here, and then we'll lock it into place. And I'm gonna do 3 of these pieces and just keep going towards her hairline. Okay, so now we've got to this front piece. You guys can see I'm just going to kind of weave that out and grab my foil here, lock that into place. Now this is the piece that's gonna be right around her face. So you guys wanna make sure to pay real close attention to this one, because this is gonna be the piece that your client notices, because it's the piece right there. So make sure to blend it really, really good. You guys can see these aren't super thick sections. I almost consider them like highlight baby light thickness. So just take that into consideration. You wouldn't want to do a super deep chunky one here. And I'm actually going to show you guys how we can actually brighten these pieces by doing something else. But for these pieces and these foils, don't take it too thick. So now we'll just fold it right up and we'll lock it into place. And I like locking it into place because it keeps it from slipping and it's not all over the client's face. And we're just gonna take these little baby hairs, get them out of the client's way because that's so annoying. And then we're gonna drop these guys down here, same thing, kind of drop them out of the way, drop them out of the way. And then if you ever wanted to brighten these money pieces around the face, you could go back in and you could do another foil down here. I would just tease it and then do some tipping out right there. We might do that, but I'm still deciding what I want to do there. All right, so now let's move on to the side and I'll show you guys what we're gonna do there. All right, so what we did was we did the other side, but I wanted to show you guys this side of exactly how I tackle the side sections. So basically what I do is I do diagonal back sections all the way till I get to this top corner here. So what I'm gonna do is around her hairline, I actually do like a highlight type piece, but I keep it off the roots. And I think that that's important because we don't wanna have a highlight all the way to the roots because again, that's not gonna grow out very nicely. So we do like a highlight, kind of weave right here. And I'll take my smaller foils when I do this section just because it's a finer piece, but I'll still do my conditioner. I'm just not gonna tease because it's just so fine and it doesn't need to be teased. So I'll do my conditioner kind of right at that root. And look you guys, my hands aren't even holding that foil. That conditioner is holding that foil in place. So that's another reason again why I was saying why I like the conditioner method is because it's holding it into place and allowing me to blend up in there. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my lightener. We're gonna blend it up in there. And I did switch to 35-ish with Olaplex now that we've gotten to this last section, because the rest of her hair has been processing with 30 volume for, you know, probably about an hour now. And so we wanna make sure that we're catching the rest of the hair up. So we're at about 35. Now some of you guys might feel like that's a lot, but she does have really coarse hair. I'm not worried about it. It's going to hold up just fine, so I'm not stressed about it at all. So now we just fold that little guy into place, lock it down. And this next section I'm gonna do, we'll probably do about another 1/2 inch. We don't need it to be super blonde around her face, but I definitely want us to have pops of blonde, but we don't want it to be like platinum blonde. So I'm just gonna kind of weave this guy out again, pull this down. And this section's thick enough where I'll do a little bit of teasing, but nothing crazy. She just has really thick hair, so again, we wanna make sure that we're not having it be liney or anything like that. Take my conditioner. And again, look, no hands. All right, so now I'll take my lightener and blend it up in there. And we're just gonna continue this all the way up until we get to that top corner. Literally just diagonal back sections all the way up into here. All right, so I just put her under the heat. We actually have already rinsed out some of her underneath section because those foils were ready to go. We'll be pulling some more in a second, but I just kind of wanted to warm her up. So I wanted to let you guys know too that this application of all of these foils took me about 2 hours. So I just want you guys to know that sometimes applications take that long and to not get discouraged by it. All right, so I just rinsed out her lightener. She has Olaplex #2 sitting on, and I'm gonna be mixing up her toner. I'm gonna do equal parts of 9N, 9V, and 9P. This is one of my go-to toner formulas. I love it because it's gonna counteract a lot of that yellowness in there, that warmth, but it's also gonna make it nice and neutral because she still wants some warmth in there, but I don't want it to be brassy. So I'm just gonna mix these guys up, equal parts. Let's see, turn this right here. Sometimes I'll add in clear, but for her, she's got enough warmth in there that I do want to counteract. So I'm not going to add in clear to dilute this down, but you could do that if you needed it to be a little bit lighter. But like I said, she is living at like a level 9 right now, so we want to tone it at a level 9. And because she's got a lot of hair, we're going to mix up 2 ounces each, and I might even mix a little bit more because I have a feeling she's going to suck it right up. All right, so I mix up her toner and I'm just gonna apply it, and I'm gonna start down here at the bottom. One reason why I like to start in the bottom is just in case the toner goes too dark or something or too ashy, I'm able to rinse it out really quickly. So I like to do that just in case. You never know. Sometimes people's hair grab it a little bit more, and it just kind of ensures that you're not like having it grab right around their face or something. So we're gonna apply this all throughout her hair. She's got a lot of it, so we're gonna get going. Here's the final look. Oh my gosh, we are obsessed with how it turned out. I think it's so cute. We got so many beautiful blonde, kind of ashy blonde tones in there, and we gave her this fun haircut. Oh, what a transformation. What do you guys think? Are you guys fans of this transformation? I am loving it. I think it turned out so good, so let us know in the comments below. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you learned something new, and I hope that you guys enjoyed her transformation. That transformation took us about 5 hours. So you guys are always asking me how long these transformations take, and that one took 5 hours. She had a lot of hair. We had to get a lot of foils in there. We did over 100 foils in her hair. So lots and lots of work, but I want you guys to know that those transformations, you should be charging for them. For her transformation, I would have charged not just a Foilayage price, but I would have charged extra for the extra time that it took me, because Foilages take about 3.5 hours, and that one took me about 5 hours. So make sure that you're charging your worth, charging your prices. There's another video on my channel, I'll link it below, about charging your worth. Check out that one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this transformation. I know she looked amazing. I know she feels more confident, and I just love doing things like that and making people stay. So make sure to hit the subscribe button below because I do tons of videos like this and you don't want to miss out. And I would love to know how you guys like this video. So come say hi over on Instagram, send me a DM, let me know if you guys like this video and if you learned something from it. So I know I always say this, but I just want to say thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys next time.